I've gone ahead and finished buffing this out and then shortened this to the 7-inch measurement that he wanted. But now, as I was saying, I was thinking about how to attach the blade to the gauntlet. And I actually looked at some more historical pictures and so forth. And a lot of the examples I saw had a triangular langet coming down onto the blade, and it was angled on each, let's see, how do I explain it? It would come down at an angle, and then the triangle shape would stick out this way, and then it would be riveted on like that. There'd be a set of those, top and bottom. So what I've come up with, again, I put all the time into hand forging the blade. I believe that's the best way to make a blade. I have a welder. I am not going to cut a bunch of pieces and assemble this with rivets. I'm going to rivet leather straps on it. I may rivet the cross handle in by peening the ends. But by and large, I've made this stout enough that I can just cut 2 triangular pieces out of this 3/16 steel, radius the back edge, and weld them to this on with a gap between them that the blade will fit into. I think that will be the most economic solution and as well the strongest in this case. Now, granted, if I was doing it completely 100% traditionally, rivets are relatively strong and in some cases stronger than welds. But for this application, I think welds will work just fine. Keep in mind, the blade will be riveted between those plates. I'm not going to weld a hardened piece of carbon steel in there. That is where rivets are by far, for sure, superior to welds. I think it's the only way to do it. Of course, I'll have to drill the whole pattern before I harden it. That brings the next question, or the next thing. I've seen guys on Forged in Fire, and I've seen other blacksmiths on YouTube attempt to paint the sword to the right temperature and then quench it. I have a lot of problems with that. I don't think it's very efficient. I think it's time consuming. I don't think the results, I mean, with practice you can get decent results, but I don't think they're consistent enough for me. So I've got pictures, I'll dig them up, and of my old sword forge. And I've got these tubes. I think they're what, like 6 or 8 inch, maybe 7-inch diameter. And I'm going to actually recreate that thing. I'm really sad that I scrapped it because it was great. It would heat up a 4.5 foot piece of anything right about 15 to 1800 degrees, depending on what you want to do with it. I used it for wrapping long stuff. You only got one shot at wrapping it, but yeah, it worked. Basically, it's one of these tubes, and you make a ribbon burner that runs down the top. And the key is to make it where the blower goes in the back. It's usually about 2 inches. You start with a 2-inch square tube, and then you cut it at a taper right to the end until it runs into nothing. And then you put a series of holes down the middle. So then what you do is say that tube is on the back here, you plumb the air in from the end, the gas in from the side. That whole chamber becomes a mixing tube. And it tapers so that the pressure is even the entire length. Of course, this is way too long. I'm going to cut him off about here. And then you have these little 3/16 or 1/4 inch holes on the top. And I actually have got the old one to make a bellows sound, when it would actually sound like a bellows was fanning the flames because of the way the air was mixing. Okay, here I am filling the quench tank. I need a new one of those, by the way. I scrapped that as well. There's the forge with the blower assembly, and of course it's burning. Different views of it burning. And then there's a blade that's heated, and there's a different perspective with a differential heat treat. But yeah, I should probably do more detail on that as I go. For now, though, I think I'm going to start with the these little guys here. Will be the next step, making the triangles here. And I think this is 2 inches right here. But I don't know. I might shave those off So that's nice and concentric looking. And then put nice deep choil cuts where the edge starts. I'm trying to debate whether to use this piece here or go get another piece. And I don't have to, you know, trim it. Then of course once I get those trimmed, I won't weld them on yet. I'll finish this down to the right finish, go through the grits, get it ready. Then go to the tacking or the welding. Slide that thing in there, do my holes, dry fit it with bolts, swing it around a bit, test it out, then harden this, and then heat treat it. I don't know that it'll fit in that crazy stove I got either. There's a couple tricks I can pull for that, but it should be relatively short. I don't think it's going to be much longer than that, so it might fit in an oven in the house. It's kind of an update on that.